today?
Well, it was a bit of a shock, but once the rumours start, you really know the inevitability of what's actually going to happen. So I feel a bit sorry for Kenny, because I think with Kenny, Liverpool would have definitely improved last year, as we can see the improvement, particularly in Jordan Henderson and Andy Carroll towards the end of the season, which is why they are included in the England squad. I'm sure if you looked at their performances early part of the season, they would have been in the England squad, but just for their involvement in the England squad showed that they have improved, which means that next season, from the start of the season, they will be playing with more confidence. They'll have a year's experience, so they will improve. So new manager coming in will come into a better Liverpool, but I'm sure had Kenny stayed, that would have been apparent anyway. So it is a shock, but we have to move forward now and hopefully get a man in who's going to be given the support by the fans, the time by the fans and the owners to get Liverpool heading in the right direction.
AVB is in a lot of people's minds, as suggesting he's already had talks with Liverpool. Do you think he'll be a good manager?
I think he is a good manager. I think he's a good manager. He was the right manager at the wrong time at Chelsea. Chelsea obviously needs a lot of tweaking, and of course the new manager will have that problem next year. It wasn't for him, but that doesn't mean he's not a good manager. And I'm sure him coming to Liverpool, I've always stressed the improvement that the Liverpool players showed. That meant that whichever Liverpool manager comes in, they will be a marked improvement in the league performances next year.
And finally, 8th position is really not good enough for Liverpool, is it? What could we expect? What would be the minimum you'd require next year?
Well, better than 8th. As to whether that's going to be 7th, 6th, 5th or 4th, I don't think that unless there's massive investment to improve the squad considerably, I don't think we can expect to win the league or even to finish 2nd. However, Liverpool should always be challenging for a Champions League place, which means 4th. And I think that is what will happen next year, regardless of whether there's massive investment or not.
And Andy Carroll's run into form at the right time, and he's shown he's a player for the big occasion. Could this be a platform for him to really start to make his mark?
Well, once again, the important thing is not the individual players, it's how Roy Hodgson sets out his team to play. If they're going to play 5 in midfield and keep the ball on the ground and have a lot of possession, then Andy Carroll's not the man. If they're going to be more direct, then Andy Carroll possibly is your man. So it really depends on how Roy Hodgson wants his team to play, which will then determine as to who plays.
Stuart Downing, that's probably one of the most controversial inclusions in the England squad, isn't it?
Well, I don't see it as controversial, because we followed Stuart Downing closely, and I followed him closely playing in my position, and Stuart Downing has put in more crosses than anybody else. He has created more opportunities than anybody else in the Premier League. They haven't been taken, and at times, because he hasn't played with Andy Carroll a lot, crosses have gone begging. So if you want to talk about getting a wide man who's going to get down the line and put crosses in, then you have to look at the way the team plays to get players in the team to take advantage of that. So I don't see it as a controversial inclusion. Adam Johnson is one who you could argue in terms of what he's done for England, but he hasn't played for Manchester City virtually at all this season. So if you're looking for a wide player on the left, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Ashley Young, Theo Walcott, they all play on the right, although Ashley Young can play on the left. But if you're looking for a left-sided player with a left foot, I don't think there's anyone necessarily who has done better than Stuart Downing.
And he's actually not played badly for England in the last year or two, has he?
I think he's done very well. He hasn't scored many goals, but if you're talking about a winger who's going to get crosses in and works hard up and down the line, tracking back, tucking in, I think he's done well. Unfortunately, he has been reflective of Liverpool's season, been inconsistent, because Liverpool has been inconsistent. But individually, I think that he's done okay, and I would have taken it.